Here's what's coming up on your horizon. Our Lisa Hines takes us into the deep to meet the man who brought back the Titanic.
I think we've just begun, certainly in the ocean, so we've just scratched the surface.
We look into a high voltage industry to see what it takes to become an electrician.
They have to be able to do science, math, and the literature part that we do in here.
Arkela Kellen shows us where engineers get their start and what possibilities lie ahead.
So they would be getting their entire freshman chemistry experience at the high school or at their Meridian program.
I meet a high schooler whose busy schedule is preparing her for college.
I like doing hair, and I want to use the skill to help me through college and then possibly make it a career after college.
Our Paige Wallace visits a dairy with some happy cows.
I mean, people need to understand that, these cows make our living, and we've got to take care of the cows, because if you don't take care of your cows, they won't take care of you.
And we'll end our day at a cattle auction with a different sound.
I know nothing about America other than it's big, right? And you've got some very big auctions.
15, 20.
Stay with us for Oklahoma Horizon.
Oklahoma Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education.
Oklahoma's investment in Career Tech provides more than nationally recognized technology education and training. It produces solid financial returns for the state's economic future. Oklahoma Career Tech, elevating our economy.
And the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. And now, from the Career Tech Studios in Stillwater, here's your host, Andy Barth.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. I'm Andy Barth. Rob McClendon is away this week. Well, more than 70 years after one of the worst tragedies in history, the story of the RMS Titanic is still changing lives today. Dr. Robert Ballard discovered the sunken ship in 1985, more than 2¼ miles below the ocean's surface. But today, his quest for discovery is now focused on education. Joining me now is our Lisa Hines.
Well, Andy, while Ballard is most famous for discovering the Titanic, he's also credited with locating the German battleship Bismarck and was the first person ever to encounter hydrothermal vents in the ocean floor. But what he's really passionate about is opening children's eyes to the possibilities around them through something called the Jason Project.
It's like they're belching and then all this mud comes out and flows
Water.
down, just like a lava flow. But
The final frontier.
it's cool.
At least according to Dr. Robert Ballard.
I think we've just begun, certainly in the ocean, so we've just scratched the surface. There's an amazing discoveries waiting. The generation of kids in middle school right now will explore more of the Earth than all previous generations combined. So it's just begun, actually.
It's this generation of kids that Dr. Ballard really wants to motivate.
Well, the Jason Project is really about turning kids on to science and making them want to study. And it's all about competing in a very modern world of, kids are being torn in all sorts of directions. So you have to tune into them. And we tune into them through our technology. We tune into them by being kids, by not growing up.
So Ballard links his undersea explorations to classrooms around the world. Real-time learning using real-world scientific discovery.
Kids are born scientists. Their first question is why, and their second question is, but why? So our job is to keep that flame of curiosity they were born with alive, and that's critical. So you need to constantly be feeding their curiosity and showing that it leads somewhere.
And according to Oklahoma's Secretary of Technology, Stephen McKeever, education in the STEM fields, science being one of them, is very important to Oklahoma.
In order to support our industry, we need more kids being educated in the STEM fields. One of the difficulties is that they don't realize what is possible for them in that area. Dr. Ballard, with his program, is able to illustrate that wonderfully. It's one of the best examples that I've come across.
Using fun to get kids interested.
We don't sell science, we sell scientists. We sell role models. We hold up people that look like them, a little older than them, that are having a lot of fun, doing great things, and they want to do it themselves. And so we show them how they can do it.
Taking a child's natural tendency to question,
what about this one? How would we build this one?
And turning it into a lifetime of discovery. Now, what a lot of people don't know is when Ballard discovered the Titanic, he was actually working for the government, looking for a couple of lost submarines, and was using the cover of Looking for the Titanic. In the process, he accidentally discovered the sunken ship, and the government was like, no, you weren't supposed to really find it. And the rest, well, it was history.
And so now he works with students on a regular basis.
Absolutely. In fact, over his career, Ballard says through the Jason Project, he's been able to reach over 10 million students and teachers worldwide.
All right, well, thank you so much, Elisa. Now, if you'd like to learn how you can become a part of the Jason Project, just go to our website where we have a link to their educational resources. When we return, I take a look at what it takes to cool down in a hot summer.
You're watching Oklahoma Horizon, featuring some of the good things that are happening in the great state of Oklahoma.
As summer approaches this year, many wonder just how hot we will get. Electricians and air conditioning specialists will soon be working around the clock to ensure their customers stay cool in what's been an unforgiving heat wave. It's a lucrative industry, but one that takes hard work, discipline, and extensive training to get through. I visited one such classroom where students are training to be the saviors of summer. Wires, heat, and measurements. All components that go into lighting, heating, and cooling our globe.
I am trying to put out skilled laborers.
Travis Snowden is an air conditioning and refrigeration instructor at Meridian Technology Center and says the chilling business can be lucrative.
Where the knob is. They're good paying jobs when you learn this trade and get out there. Your 24 volts.
Snowden is no stranger to the refrigeration industry and knows firsthand the need for skilled workers.
Okay. I had my own business. I ran it for 20 years. I could not find any skilled labor, and it really hampered how much business I could do.
Learning skills that go back to the STEM fields.
Right. They have to be able to do science, math, and the literature part that we do in here.
Teaching all types of students at different areas of their careers.
It's usually the student that has went out and tried to work for 1 year and found that, well, there's either no jobs in that area or I've got to find a skill. Go ahead and put it into cool. And
retraining for a career with job security.
Okay, it's set. There's not a contractor out there that's not looking for some sort of journeyman.
Still to come on Oklahoma Horizon. Flipping for the flip. But first, beginning engineers.
Now, because of the high demand for engineers, Oklahoma Technology Centers offer pre-engineering courses to high school students through Project Lead the Way, a nationwide initiative that seeks to address the need for leaders in STEM fields relating to science, technology, engineering, and math. Joining me now with more is Keela Kellen.
Well, Andy, these pre-engineering classes have proven to give students a firm foundation to stand on when entering into daunting college curricula.
Debbie Short teaches pre-engineering at Meridian Technology in Stillwater and is giving high school students a head start to college.
Our program offers a couple different AP courses. We have AP math courses and AP science courses. We have physics and AP chemistry as well. So a typical student who, if they're going to go into a science area, if they score a somewhere between a 3, 4, or 5, depending on what program they're entering, they can receive either 4 hours at a university or sometimes 9 hours at a university. So they would be getting their entire freshman chemistry experience at the high school or at their Meridian program.
A head start, which is making students more interested in engineering careers.
We have 8 different pre-engineering courses, and our students are here for half a day. They come from their sending high schools or from homeschool settings. They come here for half a day and they will take a science and an engineering course, and then in the spring they'll take a math and an engineering course. And it's re-solidifying. We offer aerospace engineering. We are going to offer a new course, biotech engineering, next year. We have digital electronics. We have a civil and architectural engineering course. So students get a 1 semester experience in an area of engineering.
Last semester I took pre-calculus and trigonometry and introduction to engineering design. And this semester I'm taking digital electronics and AP chemistry.
Bailey Gilbert is just a junior in high school and is already preparing herself to study agricultural engineering.
I feel a lot more prepared for any kind of college science class or math class because the things that we study are a little bit more beyond what you get in a high school classroom, but since the classes are a little bit smaller, it's still really easy to keep up with them.
And you can feel the heat.
The United States is the world leader in top engineering schools. Currently, however, there is a rise in demand for college graduates with an engineering degree, which is why tech centers like Meridian and Canadian Valley are working to meet those demands by providing a pre-engineering program for high school students.
At Canadian Valley Tech Center, Connor McCurley has always wanted to be an engineer.
For me personally, I really enjoyed the physics. It was just really cool to see how we can take it and pretty much explain anything in the world and understand how it works and say, okay, if I want to design something when I'm an engineer, this is what I can do and it's going to work.
Brian Hawk teaches pre-engineering and says students are preparing for college and they are passionate about their studies.
They have a goal in mind. They want to accomplish something very special in life. They want to go out there and they want to get that degree. They're very goal-oriented. Most of them are very hardworking. They see the end game and they know what they have to do to achieve it.
Working to achieve those goals, one class at a time.
Not down here because that would be the
So Keela, this program sounds like something that will help these students get a step ahead.
It is, Andy. Not only does this program allow students to get ahead academically, but it allows them to focus in on what they really want to do specifically and easier transfer into college.
All right, thank you so much, Keela.
You're welcome.
Want to share something you've seen here today? Well, all of our episodes are streaming on our YouTube channel at Oklahoma Horizon TV. Or you can subscribe to our weekly free podcasts on iTunes.
Well, the life of a high school student is a busy one. From sports to jobs to homework, it's a wonder how they find time for a social life. Today, we meet a high school cheerleader with a 4.0 GPA who's learning a valuable trade while still in high school to help her pay for college. It's an ordinary small-town basketball game. Players, screaming fans, and cheerleaders. But for one Piedmont high schooler, this is only part of her busy life.
I really like doing hair and I want to use the skill to help me through college and then possibly make it a career after college.
Kimberly Gibson is a cosmetology student at Canadian Valley Technology Center, as well as a Piedmont high school student. And with her skills as a cosmetologist, Gibson plans to put herself through college, adding one more thing to her busy high school schedule.
I mean, it's a lot of work and a lot of things going on, but I just try to not stay stressed out about it and just focus on schoolwork and then cheer.
Go for backcombing the crown.
And cosmetology instructor Cheryl Scott says this program puts students in the workplace.
We get to educate girls that might not be able to afford to go to cosmetology school. Also, it's a 2-year program for high school students. They start as a junior, and by the time that they're graduating as a senior, they can take and hopefully pass their state board for a license and directly go to work.
And in this salon, everyone comes out on top.
All services are offered here. We do take people from the outside to come in and get their hair done. Mostly we work with the other students that are going to school out here. We do a lot of mannequin work. We offer them everything that a cosmetology school would offer, but we don't charge.
Gaining valuable experience for a career she loves.
It's fun to be like creative with the hair and like try different things and learning all the different techniques of cutting and styling it.
Student and hairstylist by day, and pumping up sports fans by night, all while preparing for a lifelong career. Now Kimberly plans to attend the University of Central Oklahoma this fall to attain a business degree.
If you're interested in Oklahoma culture, you can keep up with us throughout the week on the Red Dirt Chronicles blog. Look for the On the Horizon postings on Tuesdays and Fridays, and tell us what you think.
So what do heating and air conditioning, future engineers, and cosmetologists all have in common? Well, they're all part of Oklahoma's workforce. Earlier, our Rob McClendon sat down with Oklahoma workforce specialist Greg Roth, who answers the question, how do we get our workforce ready for 21st century jobs?
We right now are in a situation where our workforce numbers are shrinking and our education and skill levels are not where they need to be. And so we can have all of the world's greatest companies want to locate in the United States, but we do not have the workers for them.
So from an educational perspective, how can we solve that problem?
We need greater alignment between our K through 12 education systems, post-secondary education, so college, university, community college, and our workforce training, adult training, retraining. So from an economic competitiveness lens, our entire pipeline from the time a student starts in school until they leave school and then go to college and then leave and enter the workforce, that needs to be viewed as one system whose purpose is to train America's future workforce. It's the best it can.
So should we be thinking about even earlier than say, well, let's say 8th grade, should our students be thinking about what type of job they're going to have once they graduate from college in 8th grade?
The context of the learning and how it's going to be used later in their life in the workforce and in their career, those two aren't connected. They're not as clear to students as they should be. So career pathways at earlier ages would be a positive step for us.
Knowing this, Greg, how does this fit in the global competitiveness that we're seeing that maybe the United States is falling behind in recent years?
Bill Gates gave a speech at the National Governors Association conference a couple years ago and talked about how when he traveled the world, he saw our 4th graders were competitive with other 4th graders. But our 9th graders were starting to slip compared with other 9th graders. And by 12th grade, our students were at best in the middle of the pack when you look at the other 30 to 35 industrialized countries in the world. So again, we're in a global economy where we're competing against these, our students are competing against these students for jobs, and companies are looking at the global workforce in terms of how they're going to fill their jobs. If you're an economic developer and you're trying to get a company to locate to your region, and on the other side, if you're a company that's looking at a region, the local workforce has to be, if not the top issue, number 2 or number 3 as the determining factors as to whether you're going to locate there. Right now, if you take 100 9th graders and you watch their progress through the system, only 19 are able to finish to the 2nd year of post-secondary education.
So Greg, what needs to be done?
The business community needs to be able to articulate its needs to the education and workforce systems in its community. And what I mean by that is business folks aren't educators. They don't need to understand everything about how to run a school, how to teach a class, but they do need to be clear on what their needs are, on what the baseline skill levels are for the jobs that they're forecasting are going to be the result of any sort of growth.
Still ahead, we meet a true ladies' man. And later, we head to an auction ring across the pond. Well, when America sits down to a glass of milk in the morning, few understand the science behind the process from cow to glass. And one Oklahoma dairyman knows the process well, spending his time with more than 1,200 cows a day. Our Paige Wallace explains.
While the life of a dairy farmer includes long hours, harsh conditions, and fluctuating prices, for the Mason Dairy Farm, it's all about keeping their cows healthy.
It is often said that a content cow is one who is chewing her cud, and Todd Mason of Kingfisher, Oklahoma, has some content dairy cows.
I mean, people need to understand that, these cows make our living, and we've got to take care of the cows, because if you don't take care of your cows, they won't take care of you. So, we take a lot of care of our cows and do the best we can to, if they're sick, give them medicine or treat them, whatever we need to do to take care of them. The guy that takes care of our baby calves, before he takes every calf and puts them in the calf hutch, he kisses each one. So they take a lot of pride in it and enjoy it and take good care of it. So.
His love for dairy cattle stems from being a 5th-generation producer. Originally from Massachusetts, Todd goes the extra mile to register all of his cattle, enabling him to take advantage of his purebred herd.
I grew up on a registered herd and showed and stuff back then, and just grew up with it, liked it, enjoyed it. So when it came down here, we just tried to buy animals, good animals to get started with, and then once we got going, we started getting registration papers on all of them. And anyways, we just thought, kind of get a little niche market, something to make a little extra money, kind of help everything work, and it's worked for me. Sell a lot of bulls. We probably sell 15 to 20 registered either heifers or cows throughout the year at state and national sales. And so that just helps everything with the income, and I enjoy it. It's fun.
Increased forage prices and lowering water levels created a challenge for the Mason farm, but it was their innovative ideas that kept them afloat.
Last year was tough. We had to make some serious modifications last year. We got to the point here where our groundwater was going down, and we actually had to tie onto a fire hydrant over here by the hospital. It's 1.7 miles away, and we had to have a 2-inch line coming in from that hydrant coming over here to the farm. So the drought was tough for me last year, and the water table's still not back where it was. I still use that line now. It's been over a year now. So
droughts not only take a toll on producer checkbooks, but can ultimately jeopardize herd health and productivity.
Milk production, try to get these cows bred back reproductively with our flushing and stuff. You've got to be able to keep their core temperature down, otherwise you don't get them bred, don't give as much milk. And in the summertime, our milk production goes down, but try to keep it up as best you can and take care of the cow.
Taking care of the cows, a continuous goal of Oklahoma dairy farmers.
The Mason Dairy Farm was nominated for the Innovative Dairy Farmer of the Year for their use of technology and niche markets. Well, livestock sale markets in the U.S. have been a standing tradition for centuries. Farmers and ranchers go to socialize, drink coffee, and of course, buy and sell livestock. Growing up in an auction family, I never grew tired of hearing a good auction chant. But when I traveled to Europe and saw an English cattle auction, I was hearing a different rhythm. The English countryside is known for its peaceful and serene environment. But for cattle sellers and buyers, it's sale day.
I know nothing about America other than it's big, right? And you've got some very big auctions.
John Uffold is chairman and lead auctioneer of McCartney's Livestock Market and says the English auction method is similar to auctions here in the States.
The market system developed in about the late 1800s as we know it now, with what they call the open cry system, which is what you use in America, where people shout the bidding out. And the auctions had their heyday probably in the 50s and 60s.
Also like the U.S., McCartney's deal with their share of disease outbreak, making it nearly impossible for the business to operate.
We had some BSE difficulties, and then of course 2 outbreaks of foot and mouth. And during the foot and mouth year we were shut completely. Government wouldn't let us trade. It was against the law, so we were legally shut, which makes it difficult to keep your client base.
While the U.S. has never faced such a widespread disease outbreak, many of the challenges the English face are not that unsimilar to here.
The old politics was that we didn't need food. We could buy the food in the world, basically. Suddenly, with famine in the world, droughts in the world, is that right? What about food sustainability, food security?
But even with obstacles, the market is thriving once again.
The price now is strong. We're back to where we were in 1995, pre-BSE levels with price. And that price now is supply-driven, not demand-driven, because of the recession.
Keeping the auction tradition alive, half a world away. Next time on Oklahoma Horizon, we take a look at prescription drug abuse and the potentially fatal consequences behind it.
Last year in Oklahoma, We had 643 drug-related deaths, and 86% of those involved prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs, beyond the doctor's note, on Oklahoma Show for the Heartland, Oklahoma Horizon. Well, that's going to wrap us up for today, but you can see more of any of our stories on our website at okhorizon.com. You can watch us on the go with our weekly podcast on iTunes. Follow us throughout the week on Twitter at OKHorizonTV, or just become a Horizon fan on Facebook. I'm Andy Barth. Thanks for watching. Rob McClendon will see you back here next week.
Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education and the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. Copies of today's show are available on our website, okhorizon.com. Thank you for watching Oklahoma Horizon.